that coffee is so good. Matt Woods. Matt Woods. Who are you? You're not Matt Woods. I know Matt Woods. You're not Matt Woods. Oh, hold on. I don't get it. Is he here or something? Did he send you? Yes, no, I'm not from here. Let me explain. My name is Chocolate Ice Cream Rainbow Unicorn, and I'm from the year 2045. You are my father's father's father. So that would make you my great grandson. Yes, I'm from your future. Yeah, in the future we don't say hello. We've replaced hello with Matt Woods. Normally I would question somebody telling me that they've arrived in my living room from the future, but this video is already kind of long, so I should probably just kind of cut to the chase. But let's go through the bit anyway. What do you think? In October of 2021, you sent in 5 comics for a submission to CBCS Grading Company. Each of those comics, including a Spawn #1, was supposed to be signature verified. In the year 2035, your submission finally arrived. Wait a second, this came in 2037, you said that you're from 2045? How does that work? Well, you see, in the future, we don't use these archaic markings you call letters. No, we just talk in emojis. You know, we didn't always call that chocolate ice cream. Kids nowadays, huh? Well, it took me time to figure out, again, the markings here that you call letters, and I had other things going on. Oh, fair enough. What is that? Oh, that's just my son. He's just about to get up for breakfast. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want something to eat? Maybe some coffee? Coffee? Coffee. Here, try it. No, we have nothing like this in my time. Wait, you mean to tell me in the future you don't have coffee? I guess not. No. 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 Oof. Must have dozed off. Oh, that's good. Oof. It's just a dream. What in the world? Hey, honey, where did this box come from?
Oh, I came for you while you were taking a nap.
But it was just a dream, wasn't it? Hello to all my friends out there in YouTube land. It is your good buddy Philtastic Phil here, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. So as you saw in the introduction to this video, if I didn't forget to, because we didn't record it yet, I finally got my order back from CBCS. So a little background information. September 2021, early September, I had gotten a mystery mail call box from Comic Tom, and in it was a golden ticket. Honey, what do you associate? My beautiful wife, of course, is next to me. I'm not calling my couch honey. Honey, what do you associate, of course, the golden ticket with?
I don't know.
Come on, golden ticket, Willy Wonka?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there was no trip to the candy factory with this. It was like a free, or supposed to be a free signature authentication with CBCS. I've never used CBCS before. And I'm gonna use this not only to show off what I got, but I guess also do a little bit of a review on CBCS, or my experience, why don't we say that, with CBCS. So as I was saying, I sent that, I'm going to say I got the box early September. Maybe I sent it mid-September. In fact, I did make a video, I think showing what I was submitting. Yes, I did. Okay, I'll put a card over here. If I could remember to find the video. But one of the big mysteries in the video, I said, what was that, about 4 books here, honey?
5.
5 books in total. I picked out my 5 signed books from my collection. But the caveat was that 4 of them, I either witnessed myself being signed, not with a CGC witness, or else I just would have done CGC, or I received at some point as a child and got or not even as a child, I got them somehow, I don't know how, it's late, okay? And got a certificate of authenticity, which, I mean, anyone will tell you those things aren't necessarily authentic. That's kind of the big thing with COAs. Except for one book, which I bought when I was not 10 years old, excuse me. I bought when I was about 15 years old at the Meadowlands Flea Market. If you don't know that, that is where the New York Giants play in East Rutherford, New Jersey, or where they used to play. They have a different stadium now across the street. And yes, the New York Giants play in New Jersey. That's a whole nother debate for another day. Yeah, they have a great flea market. I think it still goes on every weekend, and used to have a lot of comics there. And I supposedly had bought a signed copy of Spawn #1, signed by Todd McFarlane. And my thought at the time was, it could be real, it could be fake, whatever, it's $10, I'll take the gamble. The big question is it a real Todd McFarlane signature? So I've asked my wife to arrange these, excuse me, an itch. It's a scratch, it's not a pick, relax people. I asked my wife to arrange these so that Spawn is on the bottom, because that's more dramatic. And some of these I think are going to be a little bit bittersweet, because when I sent them in September, I don't know if you remember this conversation. I said, some of these are based on upcoming TV shows or movies, and if these come back, I'll sell them. Well, the downside is that these TV shows or movies have come and gone now. Because even though I sent them in September, and I still have the receipt downstairs, CBCS received them October 10th, and then there was nothing for months. And then this came, I think, right before Christmas. We're about a month out now. We've been busy. Honey, can you hand me the first book here? So just tell me what the title is.
Agents of Atlas.
Okay, this one I know is going to be a real signature, because I bought this one from Midtown. In fact, I had the video here shortly before the CBCS video. I'll put that one in the links, where I actually had the Midtown unhauling with the Agents of Atlas, because there was a little bit of a damage, and I remember I called Midtown and they made it right. I might have done that on the live show actually, but yeah, this one I think is a right one, and I'm not even gonna guess on the grade. I think it's got to be at least a 9.2. I know that Midtown shipping was a little sus, but I think this was a pretty good one. So let's see. Okay, 9.4, and it's a yellow label, which means the signature is real. Verified signature, Greg Pak, if you speak correctly. So again, this one, no big surprise. Got this one from Midtown. It has the COA. I still have the COAs on my desk. I'm just gonna tape them to the back and we'll slide them in here. I bought this one because I was pretty certain, and I got this cheap too. This one, if I remember, was like clearance with them. I don't want to give an exact amount because I think it's going to be ridiculously cheap. But I bought this because I thought that there was a very good chance the Agents of Atlas would appear somehow, maybe at the end of Shang-Chi. And that didn't happen. So, and a lot of people were specking on this, so it kind of went up and went down. But I still think the Agents of Atlas may appear in the MCU, especially with film markets want to expand to China. But who knows? Like I said, I didn't pay that much for it, so that's a signature. I'm good with it. Okay, so what's the next one, honey?
Moon Knight.
Okay, Moon Knight, I've had this one in my collection since I'm a kid. It included a COA for Jim Shooter. So it could be up in the air. I forgot the name of the company, but I remember it was based out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I tried to look the company up. They're no longer in existence, probably long gone by now. And I think I got this one pretty cheap too, because I bought it as a kid. It's been there a while, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna be an optimist. I'm gonna say the signature's authentic. Grade wise, because it's older, it wasn't a bag and board, but I'm gonna say a 9.0 or above. I was gonna ask what you think, but you've been looking at it. 9.0, so I was right on that. Off-white to white pages, and yes, it is authentic Jim Shooter. And of course, I sent this one in because Moon Knight was gonna come out. And remember, we were all excited and we enjoyed the Moon Knight series, but
that was last year, right?
yeah,
Moon Knight? Yeah.
pretty much. First Moon Knight in his own title, first appearance of Bushman, who did not appear in the series, but that's kind of his main villain. Yeah, I guess you could kind of see it's off-white. I also did the cleaning and pressing with them. I don't know really how CBCS does with cleaning and pressing. I know CGC kind of has a bad rap for it. I don't know why, but hey, look, it is what it is. And like I said, I didn't pay much for that all. I bought it as a kid. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so what's the next one?
Wolverine.
Okay, this is Wolverine 50, am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, now this one I know is authentic. Signed by Larry Hama, because we got this, if you remember, signed at Garden State Comic Fest.
Oh, is this the one?
Yeah, you remember Larry Hama?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Larry Hama, one of my favorite writers. He did a great run on Wolverine. He went pretty far in. I think he was like in the early 20s up through past 100. I think the last Wolverine arc he wrote was when Wolverine lost his nose and became an animal kind of looking thing. You don't know that one.
No.
No. But no, Larry Hama is a great writer. I love a lot of his stuff. One of the classes I was in at the Kubert School, he actually was a guest speaker on. And one thing I remember about Larry Hama's going to get stuff signed from him is he had a little tip jar where all donations went towards Vietnam War veterans. So I remember we threw some bucks in there. But so this one's authentic. It is my copy since I'm a kid, so I'm going to say, again, 9.0. You kind of smirked. What is that? 8.5. Okay. Kind of not surprised. First appearance of Shiva, who kind of came and went. And yeah, I mean, yeah, verified signature, Larry Hama, right there. And this wasn't a sale one. This is one I knew I was going to keep in the collection. Again, this is my copy from when I was a kid. Yeah, I knew this one was good. And he put a date on it too. I didn't realize that until now. Larry Hama, 2016.
Really?
I think 2016. Yeah, because we went, this is the first time we went right after we were engaged.
No,
16.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that there.
Okay. So what's the next one?
Ultimate X-Men.
This one, I know that is an authentic one. Signed by Adam Kubert. I think it was like 2009 then, because it was right before the last time I went to New York Comic Con. Near us is Montclair Museum of Art, and they were having a special Marvel exhibit. The exhibit was really cool. It was kind of like what if you've gone to any of the traveling exhibits that are going on now. You saw a lot of original art pages, pretty much everything except the giant statues and the kind of animated panels that you see. But what was really cool was in the basement level they had a actual comic book show, and you had the Kuberts there going up and signing. And what was really cool was that people were actually bringing up sketchbooks to Joe Kubert and to Adam Kubert. I'd never met Andy. Andy wasn't there, and Adam was just kind of sketching away, which is a whole nother story. I actually bought a sketchbook after that because I said, yeah, that'd be really cool if I could go to a show and just get somebody to do like a little doodle or something. But I did not have a great experience with Adam Kubert after that when I presented him with the sketchbook. That's a whole nother story for another time. Yeah, this one I remember I bought for like $6. So this one I know is authentic. Probably I'm gonna say between a 9.2 to a 9.5. She didn't smirk, so I must be close. 9-2, okay. Yeah, signature verified. And just a cool cover. Ultimate X-Men, number
Yeah, I like that cover.
15. Yeah, this was before Ultimate X-Men became terrible.
It's like a photograph.
Well, the whole thing, this was, I don't know if, do you remember Newsweek magazine?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like Newsweek, except they couldn't use Newsweek, so it's Times Week. Again, a great signature on that, too. But, yeah, it was kind of weird because I was actually just putting away some Ultimate X-Men in the other room and forgot that this was one of the books I submitted. Yeah, so I knew that one was an actual signature. Hey everyone, I am going to interrupt this already long video to give you the hashtag shoutout challenge. Before I give you the new hashtag to comment on, I want to, of course, acknowledge the people who participated the last time I did this. So shout out to Wellbore, who hopefully is keeping warm in his position there on Hoth in Echo Base. Callie and Jordan Squad, thanks for checking this out, guys. And Joseph Michaels, the adventurous, excuse me, not the adventurous Joe. Thanks for checking this out and for completing the hashtag challenge. For this video, comment with hashtag, let's see, future. Again, that's hashtag future, and you will get a shout out on the next video. And stay tuned because I might be doing a little prize with that, and that's a pretty big hint. All right, back to the video. Okay, so this is Spawn. Okay, so the big question, is it real or not? I'm gonna say probably not, because again, I bought this as a kid. It was the height of Spawn. You know, if I remember, it was either right before, no, it was definitely right before the movie. I was gonna say right before, right after, but it was definitely right before the movie. And I would be surprised if I bought an authentic Todd McFarlane signature at the height of Spawn on Spawn #1 for $10, because Spawn #1 was a pretty big seller around those times. I'm gonna say that the grade itself is probably gonna be around 9 or 9.2. Again, I had it since it was a kid. It was in a bag and board, but you know, kids bang around stuff. That's how it is. And I should also add, should have said this at the beginning, I didn't look at the grades. I didn't look at anything. The box has been sitting in our basement, and I literally handed it to my wife and I said, honey, just make sure that, you know, Spawn's on the bottom because we're building it up. All right, so again, I'm saying, I'm gonna go with a 9.2 and I'm gonna say the signature is fake. Moment of truth. I feel like we need a drum roll. Can you make a drum roll? She shook her head because she forgets that that's how audio works. So, the signature is authentic, which I still don't believe. It's a 9.0, okay.
Why don't you believe it's authentic?
What?
Why don't you believe it is?
Because I don't believe that you got a Todd McFarlane signature for $10 at the height of Spawn. Spawn's thing, at the height of his popularity. It's the short signature. So the signature still looks off to me. Let me see if I could get it without the glare. T. McFarlane. That's how it looks there. Look at this. Hey, actually, he dated it.
Yeah, I saw that, 95.
Yeah, 1995.
That's a cool cover.
Spawn #1. So, who'd have thunk? I had bought an authentic Todd McFarlane signature for $10, honey.
There you go.
Mystery solved. So at the beginning, I told you I'd never used CBCS before. I know I'm already 15 minutes in, but I'm just going to give you a brief summary of my experience with them. And look, I understand sending a comic book in to get graded is not a gigantic problem, you know, having to wait for it. And I know that this was at the height of when people were sending stuff in. So I kind of knew stuff was going to get back to me soon. I didn't know it was going to be this long. Like I said, if not, I wouldn't have sent Moon Knight and Agents of Atlas. You know, I kind of thought, oh, it'll be like maybe 6 months. It was weird because I remember sending it. I sent it out, and I remember looking at the time, and it was like, oh, okay, this will be back in time. And then right after it went out, it was like, oh, the time is growing. And then what was frustrating to me about the CBCS site is that you go on to check the progress, and it just was like, we received it. No other words. We received it. That was pretty much it. You know, CGC, I feel like you can at least call and they'll say, well, it's on here, it's on a pallet, whatever. Like it was, no, we got it. And in the meantime, starting to hear horror stories. There's somebody, I'm not going to say who they are, well known to the community, who I told you he sent in a Sandman. I think it was a Sandman #1, very nice Neil Gaiman signature 2 years ago, and still hasn't gotten it back. CBCS said that they mailed it back to him, but they cannot or will not provide any shipping information. So who knows? And then in the meantime, you're hearing stories where some vendor who's been using CBCS, sent a bunch of stuff to them, and they lost like half of it. And then they're like, well, we sent these, we let some people work from home, so it could have gotten lost in transit there, but we're hunting it down. Wow. Never heard anything else about that story, to be honest with you. But so all these, while you have your books out there, and it says, yeah, we have it. Happy when they say, oh yeah, no, I got an email one day, hey, these are ready to go out to you. If you remember, this is when we got our flu shot and our COVID shot. Because you were getting your shot.
Yeah, I remember.
I called them because they had emailed me, yeah, it's ready. You owe us another, I think it was like $30, which I didn't know what it was for. And you try to call them, and the frustration is you call and it's like, we can't pick up, leave a message. 2-3 days go by, no call back. Try to call again, same thing. So finally, I just replied to the email that said do not reply, and somebody emailed me back and explained, yeah, we don't charge you the full amount. This is just what's left over. It's like, okay, thank you. And meanwhile, you go to the website, you can just hit a button to pay it, but it's like, yeah, you owe us. They don't want to explain what for. Mm. So, I mean, while it's cool that you get signature verification and everything, and I'm certainly happy that they proved, especially that this one is an authentic signature. It's kind of an unsolved mystery in my collection for a while. There's like a scuff on this.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if it's a scuff or that's moisture. And then, look, I mean, if this was a CGC and this came back, I'll show you the scuff here. I don't know if that comes up on. Yeah, it kind of comes up. I would immediately call CGC and be like, hey, I need to send this back. You got to fix this. But I have no confidence in CBCS, to be honest with you. And
so would you use them again? Probably not.
Probably not, no. And I'll tell you why. I mean, it's great that they offer this signature verification service, and I'm certainly happy I got my books back. But at the end of the day, that's a direct edition, by the way. It's not a newsstand. At the end of the day, I need a little bit more reassurance. You need to build a little bit more, faith here. I need to have a little bit more faith in your company here. And again, just the process of, we have it, and you owe us money, and there's nothing else we could tell you. Yeah, it left a bad taste in my mouth, I'm not going to lie. Which is a shame because, with that verification service, I think that CBCS really could take a shot at really taking the market share. CGC is the big one for good reason. And I mean, I'll tell you comparatively, I had an issue with CGC. If you saw my live show, you saw that I won one of their Christmas giveaways. I won a copy of their grading hardcover 400-page book and a $150 credit. And the credit was because they were giving away free memberships. I'm already a member, so they said, oh, we're just going to give you a credit instead. And it took a while to hit, but after contacting them, within about 2 days, it was fixed. I got the credit, and the representative I was working with actually called me back and said, hey, I just went, I'm still working on this, or this. Like, there was follow-up. Instead of like CBCS, where you feel like you're just going into the abyss.
Like there was communication, basically, that
So, all in all, CBCS, maybe I'll revisit you when you get some kinks squared out.
But doesn't CGC have
no, you have
signature verification?
No, you have to have a CGC witness in front of you when the thing is signed, and you can't take it home. It's they have to take it from there.
Yeah.
So, CBCS, if you do a little bit better,
I'll send more stuff to you.
Well, do they have like a survey you can
No.
write comments in or anything for
No.
CGC?
No, their surveys pay us.
CGC?
Oh, CGC?
Yeah.
Well, CGC, no. I took the name of the... since the agent was very helpful, I asked for a supervisor and I gave him some praise, but not CBCS. This is CBCS.
No, I know, but I'm saying, can you recommend to CGC, hey, signature verification would be great if you can do it?
I'm sure that they've heard that, and I'm sure they're... see, with the thing with CGC, I'm convinced that it's the type of thing that when they can do it, if they could do it better than CBCS and prove it's better, that's when they'll do it. Right now, they probably make more money off of not being able to do it.
So they don't have a reason to, is what you're saying right now. Yeah.
But I talked enough on this one. Do you have any parting words for anybody, honey?
Have a great night.
Peace, love, and comics.